Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Today, we ended up hitting Elite for foot champs, so that's pretty decent. We're gonna get some good rewards for you guys, for myself. Hopefully, big improvements are made to the team. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm working with right now, and to be honest with you, I don't know how the heck I managed to do it with this team. But this is the team that I was using. A lot of people need to be replaced in the squad. Depay needs to go. He's trash. Thiago Mendes and Partey. I like Partey generally. Generally, I like Partey. I don't like him for foot champs because this game, right, is very, very specific. It's very, very meta oriented. Because there was a draft the other day where I was using Matuidi and De Jong, and I was like, dude, like these guys with shadows would be super, super nice to have in a midfield, and it's a huge difference with these guys, right? It's a massive, massive difference to improve the squad. So I'm very, very happy that we hit elite. I could get a worse result next week, who knows? But the team needs to be improved, right? Atal is a great player in regards to being a good squad player, but in regards to him being a good attacker, he's not that great. Dembele and Ben Yedder are absolute. Ben Yedder, if I did not have Ben Yedder in my team, and this is the whole thing with you needing the right players to perform to the best of your ability. If I didn't have Ben Yedder in my team, I would have gotten like 17 wins, and I'm not over exaggerating that. He is so good in this game. And it's not even to necessarily say that he's overpowered, because if you look at his stats, right, which I can't see because it's not actually the account. If you look at his stats, which I'm going to do right now on Footbin actually. Um, Let me just search up Ben Yedder's card, right? If you look at Ben Yedder's card, he has a brilliant card, right? The thing, it's not overpowered when your stats are already good. Does that make sense? I always used to tell that to people. When you give him this pace boost, you give him this shooting boost with dribbling that is already good. He already has good dribbling, right? 5'7" with that dribbling, he's just gonna move like this. His height is a problem at times, and his lack of physical is definitely a problem at times. And this is where the full meta comes into play, obviously. But the 5-star weak foot with those finishing stats is god tier. He is amazing in this game. He is, in my opinion, the only usable road to glory striker in the game. He's the only one. I've tried so many other cards and they all suck. Hazard is worse than this card. Hazard. Eden Hazard is worse than this card, right? And it's not because it's because of that 5-star weak foot, dude. The 5-star weak foot is gonna be huge this year, right? But what was I saying? So I was talking about the team. So this team needs drastic improvements. I want to talk about this first before we get into the whole thing. This team needs drastic improvements. I'll be honest with you, man. This guy right here, Nelson Semedo, Eder Militao, and Alex Telles, beautiful. Hermoso sucks. He needs to go. I give him a shadow card, but I can't even blame him because there's certain mechanics of the game that like screwed him. But the thing is that like when you notice that things are happening more to a specific player, that's when you got to get rid of them, right? That midfield trio needs to go, and Atal needs to go, because I might not be able to improve them yet in the future, because honestly I don't think team of the week this upcoming week is going to be good, because I've been watching some football in real life recently, and nothing has been like eye catching. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely going to be an interesting situation on its own. But yeah, the team definitely needs huge improvements for sure. But it's cool that we hit elite. I think elite with that team is pretty solid. Huge improvements, man. The two CDMs in the 4-4-2 is definitely a huge must. I run the 4-4-2 with this team mostly, depending on the situation in the game. I'll use a 4-1-2-2, a 4-4-2. Thomas Partey and Thiago Mendes are my CDMs. They can't be my CDMs. They both need to be medium highs, or one needs to be a really good medium high with like Paul Pogba next to him or something, right? The strikers, Ben Yedder, the right mid, Dembele, beautiful. No complaints with those two, considering the road to glory aspect and all that kind of stuff. But Atal and Depay. Atal is, again, great squad player, but he has to go, and Depay has to go. Huge improvements need to be done to the squad, but we'll see if we get enough money to be able to to upgrade the team. I wish I was sick like Nick with the market, but unfortunately, I don't care about the market. I like to just get into the game and play. Is it a disadvantage? A little bit. It kind of is. But fair play to the guy that's being a god at the market is super, super helpful. And then he's sick at the game, so it's like, it's a combination of a lot of things. So let's talk about the state of FIFA right now. What was my experience like playing Foot Champs? I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and you guys know I'm always honest because I sometimes I see comments in the YouTube channel, YouTube comment section that's like, obviously I need to ignore at the end of the day, right? But I shouldn't have to talk poorly about the game 24/7 for people to know nowadays that I'm not in like in an EA's pocket or whatever. Like trust me, I'm in their DMs like every day talking shit all the time, saying how unacceptable this game is, right? And fair play to some of them. They actually take it really well and they respond to me certain ways. And then some of them don't like me at all, which is fine. I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you. Like, I just want a game that's playable and fun, right? Because right now it's kind of unacceptable. Champs wasn't fun, guys. It wasn't fun. I never thought that Foot Champs was a good game mode. I think it should never have been added into the game. I think it's an incredibly stressful game mode. Video games should not ever be like this. I think that Ultimate Team's potential in regards to good game modes and better challenges is lackluster because of these game modes that should never have been added into the game. I'm even at the point, right? Because FIFA is not a competitive game. I'm sorry, but there's so many, and I'm not a competitive player. It's not like I'm trying to be one, but I'm looking at it as a regular person. Like if I look at Call of Duty or I look at Fortnite, I can be like, okay, yeah, I can see the competitive nature in this game. In FIFA, I can't because there's so many random variables, so many specific variables, so much of a pay to win. I can't say pay to win because Nick doesn't pay to win, but he is a sick squad. Aspect in the game that like influences your performances, right? So competitive, I don't view FIFA as a competitive game. I view it as a football game that I can go on and try to play a football game, right? That's how I view the game. But right now, it's just not ideal, right? Because the whole situation with this game right now is the delay. The delay drove me insane, okay? I don't care about the results. I get whatever I get, right? 23-7 with no delay, I would have been happy with, okay? But the general experience of dealing with the game with the delay was an issue for me, right? Because, and it's an issue for everybody. It affects everyone. But I'm telling you guys, man, it really affected me in a lot of situations. A lot of games I lost because my players did drag touches in the defense and then they just got the ball back and then they tackled. So many times where the tackles still need a lot of work, man. They annoy the hell out of me. Tackles where they rebound right back to the person and all he has to do is do one pass and then shoot the ball because I overcommitted a player and now he's no longer in that position. When I did passes across the goal and then I shoot and then the shot button literally disappears and then I have to spam it. Thank God I turned off time finishing because the amount of times I have to spam the circle button or the shoot button for my player to shoot the ball is ridiculous to make sure it registers, right? I spam it and it still won't work. The whole thing with this game is that like you're supposed to just press the circle button once because there's time finishing. There's a variation of that there's a variable in that in the game. So one button press should work and it doesn't, right? So I'm so thankful I turned it off because there were so many situations where if I didn't have it off, I would have been screwed because there would have been a red time shot. But the delay is really it's so unacceptable, dude. It's unacceptable on a whole other level. And the thing that disappoints me so much, right, is that when you look at the core mechanics for this game, for this year's iteration of FIFA, this, for me, core gameplay wise, is potentially one of the best FIFAs I've ever played. And I'm being so serious with you guys. The only reason why it sucks so bad right now is because you deal with delay all the time, okay? There's still the variation of bad and good gameplay. Why? Why are we still... This is 7+ years. And trust me, I'm talking to the devs about this. And I'm like, guys, like this is stupid. Why are we still dealing with this? And the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because if I didn't get good gameplay, later at nighttime at 11 or 12 to finish my last few games, I would not have gotten elite because all the games I played during the daytime all had delay. But this year, more than any other year, it is so apparent that when you play during the daytime and you hit a specific peak time during the night, this year is the most noticeable one to see the bad and good gameplay. It's super noticeable. Like I was waiting. I was chilling in in a party with my boys, and I was waiting for the specific time frame. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try out playing a game now. And when it was good, I was like, thank God I can play this, because if I didn't, I would not have gotten it. It's impossible. It's impossible. And the thing is that it's harder people at nighttime, right? It is. It's harder people at nighttime. But I don't care, because as long as I can play properly, I don't give a shit, right? But it's just so unacceptable that we still deal with this. It's so unacceptable. Division rivals and foot champs should not exist as game modes, because a game that has delay is not competitive. Okay? I can play, and you guys know me, you guys watch my content over the years, okay? It's not internet. Twitch chat is really bad with this type of stuff. Really. YouTube comment section, you guys get it. Twitch chat is really bad with this stuff. When people say it's like, it's not all the time. It's actually it's still a small percentage, to be honest, in terms of the majority. But it's not your internet, okay? If you play any other game, you don't deal with these issues, okay? I can get an average of 25 ping literally playing any other game. Okay, any other game. Why does draft gameplay right now, and this is not case by case, this is not this solid, concrete, engraved saying or fact, okay? But for case by case basis, for me, case by case, not everyone deals with it. Draft gameplay is the best gameplay in the game, consistently, because it's still inconsistent in that, but in my opinion, the form or the column of good gameplay is in draft. It's in draft. I play during the daytime and I could still move my players in draft, right? But division rivals and foot champs, you cannot move them properly. In draft right now, I'm doing really well. I'm like 13-0 right now in draft, and I'm going to continue playing it during the stream, because division rivals, I'm only going to play for Dombelay's card, but once I get his card, I'm not going to play it, because the delay, I'm only going to deal with for foot champs as a content creator. But for the fun concept, it's so frustrating that it's still a thing in the game, right? And yeah, but foot champs, I think foot champs and division rivals, you know, if for a video game concept, division rivals you can argue a little bit, but foot champs, I never thought it should have been added to the game. I think it makes people really stressed out. It made me stressed out, and I don't even care about my result. It's because of the gameplay. Maybe it's because of the gameplay that I don't like foot champs the most, because I can honestly play 30 games in one day, no problem. One stream, 9 hours, 10 hours, no problem. I could do it like all in one day. I think maybe it's more because of the gameplay. But again, the concept of foot champs of losing a game and then it influences how you feel for the rest of the day it's not a great feeling, man. Like, video games should not feel like this. And then there's a huge quality difference for a competitive game. It's huge. When I came up against like Neymar's and Mbappe, some of those guys I beat, right? Like you guys saw in the highlight videos. But they make a massive difference, even with the delay, because they have the pace, they have the shooting, they have the weak foot. Like Depay, I've seen people in the comment section, oh, but Depay has 87 pace. Guys, the thing about this card, the thing about Depay's card, right? And the thing about meta in FIFA is that when you don't have above a certain required pace and your dribbling sucks and your shooting sucks, that sucks, because the chemistry style that you give to your player, you're going to be lacking one thing, okay? 87 pace on Depay is not good enough against Hermoso, Eder Militao, and fullbacks with shadow-based chemistry styles, because he still needs that pace boost. You need players that have a base of around 94 pace, so you don't have to worry about it when you want to improve their dribbling and their shooting as much as possible. Or, you know, if they already have good dribbling, like Depay. Depay is the best example. He has dribbling already, right? Look at this card. I'm going to show you guys an example of meta in FIFA. This card, look at the stats you give him. There's nothing wrong with it. When you give him Hunter, there's nothing wrong with it in regards to the cheap aspect and the Road to Glory aspect, right? He's not cheap, he's like 60K, but cheap in the Road to Glory aspect, right? This card right here, let's compare it to Depay's card. Depay has a 3-star weak foot, which is in itself a bad thing, right? Because if you do a drag back, you can't shoot with his left foot, right? But look at this card, 87-87, right? If you give him a sniper card, his dribbling and his shooting is improved. His shooting stats look great, blah, blah, blah. But his pace is not high enough, right? His pace is not high enough. If you give it to Ben Yedder, right? You give it to Ben Yedder, and you give Ben Yedder a Hunter card, right? He has 98 acceleration, 191 sprint speed. That's a huge difference. The 4s and the 5s, not even 4s and 5s, the acceleration being basically perfect is huge, right? So, and I'm not complaining about the pay-to-win concept. The pay-to-win concept in a football game, in a game where microtransactions exist, that's not the issue. The issue is that these game modes with this concept should not exist. It's incredibly frustrating to deal with delay with shitty players and with high tier players in a competitive based game modes that have a huge influence on the rewards that you get in the game. It's massive, okay? I don't want to make this video too long. As you guys know, I'm not getting super angry because you guys know me. I've done this for so many years, and it's not a matter of like not being happy with like the game or whatever, but the core gameplay is finally there in regards to the last garbage years, the last 5-6 absolute trash bag years we've had of FIFA, right? Because in this game you can score really good opportunities now and score in different ways and whatnot. They still need to work on driven shots and whatnot. We talk about that all the time. But a lot of the issues that you guys are having is because of delay. If your shooting doesn't feel right, trust me, the shooting doesn't feel right for me at points too. It doesn't do the right power. It doesn't shoot the ball. It doesn't do the touch and then shoot. Like the delay is what's causing so many of the problems. The game itself still needs a patch or two to be really good. It does. It does. The park the bus, the tackle's not always going to you, whatever. I'm aware of this, right? But for a full release of the game in the beginning, it's pretty good, right? It's just really crappy and one of the worst FIFAs ever because the delay is more noticeable than ever in this game than it has been in any year of FIFA. And it has to be fixed. Will they fix it? I don't know. And we're probably going to have to deal with this maybe for the rest of the year, maybe for a couple weeks from now. Who knows? But we're going to deal with it. We're going to have to. Well, for you guys, well, I'm a content creator. I genuinely would not play foot. I like FIFA. Hey, foot draft is good enough for me. If I would have bought FIFA just for foot draft, but because the gameplay is playable there. But for rivals and champs, the delay in competitive game modes, it'll just drive me insane. But that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys are happy, as I am, about getting Elite. And huge upgrades need to be made to this team. A lot of upgrades. But yeah, EA needs to fix this delay issue because it's unacceptable. It is. It's unacceptable. I blame EA a lot. The gameplay devs, I talk about the issues with them too. The Park the Bus one, I blame them a lot for because they should have looked into that before because we used to complain about it back in the day. But they know that. I already talked to them about this. But they're getting screwed over a lot of things. Even the right stick switching, I complain about right stick switching all the time. Right stick switching is god awful. But if you guys go into kickoff, it's perfectly fine. It's actually, the right stick switching is actually the best right stick switching in any FIFA. In the kickoff. The gameplay dudes are getting screwed over because whoever's in charge of fixing the damn servers or fixing whatever it is that causes this inconsistent gameplay, they're the ones I fucking hate. They're the ones. They are the ones I hate. I know this issue is not as simple as blah, 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 but this is one of the most richest companies in the world, right? And I don't want to be one of those guys that say about the money, but this game makes you the most revenue, and this is what you give us, this delay. Come on. Come on. Okay? That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the videos. The videos will still continue. Just wanted to give my thoughts about what I think about the current state of FIFA in regards to those certain things and the gameplay. Gameplay's fine. It's just the delay. The delay is what makes it garbage, man. I would say 5 of my Foot Champs games were good because I just got to like 11 o'clock and then my gameplay turned pretty good. That was the only reason why. But the daytime gameplay is completely unacceptable for division rivals and Foot Champs. It's completely unacceptable, EA. Something needs to be done about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys for the next video. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.